Welcome in Wednesday edition, Blue Sky Live here with you this morning. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford Studio. We'll look at Taylen Green, the Arkansas quarterback, a little bit. We're going to talk some Halloween candy, as it is one day away from Halloween, or it is Halloween, depending on where you live and what you got going on in your neighborhood. Here today, a little continuation of yesterday. Might look at some NFL as the day goes on. Also here with you this morning. Thanks to everyone that subscribed, over 10,000 for our YouTube page. So appreciate you guys for helping out with that. Big push yesterday to get us over that mark.
Big thanks to Tyler Siskey, who coordinated that push for the better part of the last 2 months. Tyler is probably responsible for at least 2,000 of those. So credit where credit is due. He made that a personal priority and got it done. I think he was celebrating last night. I think he meant it when he said he wasn't going to go to sleep until it crossed 10,000. I think he meant it. So shout out to Tyler Siskey.
Oh, he cracks me up in the best way. Love that guy. Let's see. So thanks for that. Thanks for Tyler. Thanks to you guys. I know it gives us some things. I'm not 100% sure what those things are, but we'll let you know ways that we can help you, help us in the meantime there with that. So good bit of stuff coming up here for you on a show brought to you every day by Blue Sky locations throughout Mississippi, up and down I-55, throughout North Mississippi. Also, appreciate those guys for a really long time. Remember, lunch specials, $5.69, couple sides of bread, any size fountain drink, and Sweet Daddy's locations throughout the state of Mississippi, where you get ribs, pulled pork, side items. They will handle your tailgates. You need to pick up dinner, a lot going on. Let them take care of you for that as well. So, again, that's all Blue Sky and Sweet Daddy's locations across Mississippi, and coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are. Clark Ford is in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900. Call that number. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours, right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote. The rest is up to you. You can shop that quote around. You can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do. Let's hop into a Clark Ford today, 662-257-1900. Guests will join throughout the week. A lot of guests coming to you tomorrow on the Campbell Clinic hotline, from fractures and sports injuries to complex spine and limb conditions. The pediatric orthopedic physicians at Campbell Clinic in Oxford are the only specialized pediatric orthopedic team in North Mississippi providing expert care for growing bodies. Visit CampbellClinicOxford.com to schedule an appointment or call 901-759-3111.
I'll tell you, this morning, I was actually looking at something real quick. Yeah, there is. Jim in the stream said it. Good picture of Carson and the Eagle this morning. There is.
Is there?
Yeah. Just found it. I'll send you a link in a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Jim. I did not know that.
Yeah, he's there. He's
playing soccer, I assume.
Yes, it is playing soccer. He's running toward the soccer ball with an olive branch defender in tow. That is correct. So, yep, from this morning, or
they had their way with olive branch.
Yeah, published yesterday. So yeah, out this morning there from the Eagle. I'll send it to you. No, I'm saying I allowed myself to run out of Nespresso pods, which typically is something I try not to do, as I've become pretty much all Nespresso at this point, outside of when I do some Velvet Ditch stuff that I ground up just for whatever days I'm feeling that. Went back to kind of the community with the drip, and it's not as good, but I sort of missed it. Does that make sense? Kind of went, hey, this is comforting. This is nice. Brewed the whole pod, have an extra cup, maybe it's okay. Not having to do the Nespresso Keurig kind of deal. I went, this is not too shabby. I remembered why I like community. Had a good morning with it. I was frustrated when I woke up because I'm like, damn it, I didn't go to the store. I ran out of pods, and I went, this is not half bad. I'm okay here this morning. So
we have an espresso, and I enjoy it, but sometimes I just miss a regular cup of coffee.
Are you finding yourself still going half and half or 50-50 on the percentage of which one you do, or what? How are you sort of dividing it out?
Pretty much Nespresso every morning, and just have one.
Just one?
Yeah.
1 to 2, sometimes 2, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
All right, I see the picture, Carson.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Quentin asking about early voting. No, I'm not early voting. There's no reason to. I'll be here next week. So I don't have a reason to do that.
It's a little bit of a process, right? as opposed to just showing up on.
Yeah, you gotta request and get the ballot
Yeah,
and do the whole thing.
I'm driving Tuesday morning, but I'm getting up super early Tuesday morning and driving.
Oh yeah, because your thing's Monday night, not Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I've got a thing Monday morning and a thing Monday night.
Have you changed because you've been up there so much? Have you changed where you stay compared to when you were just a media member without any connections, like from a family standpoint, prior to all this?
Sometimes
You found better places somewhere else to go.
Sometimes I just stay at Hilton Properties because I'm just a Hilton. The word that goes with Hilton. I probably shouldn't say here at 8:18 in the morning.
And you have been for a really long time. You've maintained, because a lot of media members get really down the Marriott train, but I'm kind of with you. I've been a Hilton person too.
I mean, I have some Marriott points, but I'm a
See,
Hilton,
I get annoyed when we stay at Marriott's because I'm like, I'm never going to get enough points for it to really matter.
Right.
So why are we doing this? Just give me my 20,000 for Hilton, and I'll move on with my day, and I'll do it over here.
I have a couple of Airbnb connections up there. One in particular that I enjoy. Probably should have inquired about that Sunday, but I'm staying at a Hilton property. It's fine. It's fine.
Austin asking, is 3 cups of coffee in the morning too many?
No,
it's a lot, but I mean, what are we talking about? We talking about actual 8-ounce cups, or are we talking about filling up my mug 3 times?
But I mean,
those are different too.
Too much for what?
To affect your sleep or put a negative impact on you. I mean, everybody says to do electrolytes immediately and wait 90 minutes before you have coffee because of the adenosine responder thing. Maybe I'm just listening to Andrew Huberman too much, but that has become something that's gotten into my mind. But, I mean, I don't know. I will have had 30 ounces probably by the end of the morning. Now I will have probably no more caffeine the rest of the day. Because I've told you this, I'm really weird. I don't drink caffeine anytime later in the day. If I'm out somewhere at a restaurant, I order unsweet tea exclusively. It's what I drink, but I never make it at home. So I never have it available outside of going somewhere. So it's going to be water or a seltzer or something the rest of the day.
I don't have it unless it's only time I will have coffee after the morning is if I'm covering a night game.
Oh, yeah. Different.
But otherwise, I'm not.
I mean, LSU night, well, I guess I pounded a rain at like 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I got to the press box in Baton Rouge around 3, and I had 2 cups of coffee that afternoon.
And you had a cup of coffee at the game last week because you and I poured at the same time.
Yeah. That was morning.
Yeah. It was still like 9:30 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody says the 90 minutes thing. I have not tried that for the most part. I mean, I will wake up some days and have an element if I kind of feel funny when I first get up, and then I'm waiting on coffee just simply because of that.
I'm kind of with Avery here. If I got to wait 90 minutes to have a cup of coffee in the morning, I'll probably just go back to sleep.
You sure it's not placeboing in your head, though?
I'm not sure of anything, but I'm not really in the mood to have to deal with all that.
You don't want to find out.
I know if I get up and have a cup of coffee, I'm up. I'm good. I'm ready to roll.
Do you think it's that something's just hot, though? Do you think if you had tea that was uncaffeinated, it would do the same thing?
I mean, I guess it's conceivable. The only time I've ever liked hot tea was when I had COVID.
Oh, really?
For like a week. I loved hot tea.
Did you really?
And then I hated it again.
What caused that?
It beats me. I'm just a sports writer.
Avery says it's not the caffeine, it's the experience. That's what I'm saying. Like if you had something else hot or warm, would it mimic it in that way?
Could be. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I don't want to try either. I'm just asking the question.
I'm not putting this up in court. I'm not writing a thesis. I don't know. I just know that in the morning I don't feel like I'm ready to roll until I've had a cup of coffee.
God, Bradley says he wakes up, has a red dragon to start the day, and after lunch goes with a rainstorm.
Shoot,
Jesus.
Man, I wouldn't sleep at all.
Even in the morning. Whoa.
I wouldn't sleep at all.
I mean, it'd be like pounding some surges back in the day. I can't do that now.
Like if we did McCready and Siskey in the morning, I would drink a rain. But when we do it at 2:00 in the afternoon, it's nothing against rain. I love rain. We have rain. Rain is a part of Carson's pregame deal.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
What flavor? The storms or the big ones?
He usually does the storms. He
Okay.
does like the guava something, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't get involved in that.
The grape and the orange are my two favorite storm flavors.
When he gets about 3 hours out from a game, I'll leave him alone.
Does he switch? Does he flip a little?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Different person.
So you're not walking down right before the game and trying to chat with him.
Oh,
hey,
no.
hey.
Oh, no. No. And I recognize it. I get it. No, he flips the switch. He's a different person on the pitch than he is in real life.
Well, I mean, I've told the story. The largest example of it, I've seen it where somebody got legitimately pissed off back in the day was Pomeranz, because he would completely go into a different mode. He wanted to be left alone, and back then we'd go down before the games and kind of not really do interviews, but have some interaction prior to the game starting. And he was sitting on the bench by himself. He's just staring off into space, and one of his teammates kept picking at him, and he got up and started beating the hell out of him with his glove. It was like, and you went, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
But no, just get away from him. Let him do whatever the hell it is he's doing. And it wasn't play. Like, he was legitimately pissed off. Like, get away from me. Leave me alone. He had already turned the hat, if you will, from over the top.
No, I've had people not directly make comments, but like watch him play and go, he's pretty intense. He's pretty intense. And then it's like, no, he's a phenomenally nice kid. A phenomenally nice kid. Maybe the nicest of our three kids.
Yeah.
But on the field, it's a different deal. He'll cut your throat.
GJG saying in the thing, Serge came to my high school one day and gave cans away. There were some dudes that drank several. I mean, that stuff was not healthy, and they came to your school and just started passing them out. That's quite the promotion there.
Yeah.
I say that, but I mean, all our fundraisers back in the day was like $100,000 candy bars. Like, they tried to fill you up with as many caramellos as they could get in you.
Yeah. They don't do that much anymore, do they? The candy bar sales?
No, now they do they'll do wrapping paper a good bit now. Thanksgiving turkeys have been a thing that I've had come by my house from time to time. And then the little discount cards. Those are the most popular thing, where you spend the $25 and you get all these. You get these coupons out over the course of wherever you're going. So I know the Oxford junior high baseball team was doing those here in the last few weeks. So I've seen those a lot.
You buy those things and you never use them.
Very rarely.
I mean, just
because when you in your head you go, well, I mean, I go to these 10 places, and if you add it all up, you save $12.
You're just like, here, take the money, do your thing.
Oh God, I don't know. Let's do a little. I got a minute of football, and it's basically a minute of football before I get down the thing. But a lot of content up, by the way. Your mailbag is up. 5 questions with the Arkansas Rivals site is up. I have not read that yet, but
it was good. Riley was good. I did 5 questions with Riley, and then I interviewed Mason Choate with the Arkansas Rivals site yesterday. We ended up talking almost an hour. Really? It's going to be a super long MPW Digital Extra. I'm just going to tell you, though, this is going to be a really good one.
Do you want to split it in half somewhere? For my purposes?
For audio, we probably should.
Yeah, okay.
But for video purposes, it's just going to be one big show. Andy Staples joined. I'm sure I'll hear about that. But it's followed by Mason Choate, which will silence that. Anyway, Andy was great. We talked about a lot of stuff. Yeah, sorry. I'm just kind of in a mood today. I'm kind of like Carson.
No one else gets it.
I'm kind of like Carson on game day. I'm kind of like, I want someone to foul me. I don't know about you, but I always did better, and I did better like playing sports. I did better if someone pissed me off. I needed to be pissed off.
You needed the catalyst.
I needed someone to say something, take a cheap shot, something.
The overly nice. Hey, how are you? Good.
No. It's like, yeah, Carson's like, I always pick someone on the other team and decide that I hate them.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, good enough.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like last year, and they played a game. I won't name the school, but they played a game, and that team had like an Instagram account that was trolling them. And I think Carson took it personally, even though I don't think it was personal.
But that was his thing.
It worked.
There's probably some teams he doesn't have to try hard to find somebody.
No, there's a couple in particular that it's ready to go. Yeah. It was his thing at the All-Star game. So at the All-Star game, he played with a couple of those guys on his team, and he gets.
It was an adjustment.
He gets in the truck and he goes, "Those guys are really nice."
You're like, God damn it.
And the other way he said it was like, son
It's
of a
deflating
bitch.
that they were good dudes. It was like, hell.
Yeah, son of a bitch. They're really nice.
I wanted to hate them.
Yeah. He's like, they like sought me out and said hello and were really nice. I was like, they troll you about the game or anything? Like, no. They were really nice. Everybody was really nice. Like, shit. That's not good. Anyway, what the hell was I saying? I don't even know. That show. Andy Staples was great. Mason Choate, really interesting. We talked about a lot of things, including kind of what I think is the most interesting part of Saturday's game. Is not the game. I think the most interesting part of Saturday's game is the psychology of Saturday's game. Because I think if there was nothing but robots playing, Ole Miss wins this game every single time.
Yeah.
But one team has all the pressure, and one team really has no pressure. One team has all the pressure, and one team has really none. Really none. Maybe absolutely none.
No, it's zero.
And so I don't know how that plays out. Fascinating. So we talked about that. And then I'll talk to Ben Mintz today. And then I did a over an hour with a couple that I've become friends with. My daughter, Caroline, goes to Arkansas, and one of her Chi sorority sisters and best friends, Peyton, they went on a fall break to New York City in October. And when they landed, they stayed at Peyton's house on Friday night in Dallas and then flew to New York the next morning. And when they landed in New York, Peyton got a phone call from her dad that her mother was in prison, basically, in Mexico. And I go into that story. She was carrying a friend's bag. She thought she was supposed to bring down. They were meeting a bunch of couples, meeting in Mexico at one of the resort places. And when she flew into Tulum, she was arrested because of what was in her bag. And so we tell that story. It's a fascinating story. So anyway, that's an MPW Digital. So it's a big, long show tomorrow. But I think a little bit for everybody. But a curveball from the footballs. No football in that hour.
We're going to need to break this up from an audio
a
standpoint.
brief mention of the Texas-Oklahoma game. That's it.
Very brief.
Very brief, like 10 seconds.
Okay. Good tease there.
But it's excellent.
You like the psychology. You're right. There's no doubt Ole Miss has all the pressure. We'll see what they look like. It's been a weird game. It's one where Ole Miss needs an early lead, get out ahead of them, bury them. Don't let that thing turn into some 10-minute game where they get all spunky at the end. But when I'm looking at Taylen Green, and you've talked about it, it's a big guy. It's got a big arm. There's a lot of sort of, and don't get me wrong, he's nowhere near as good. But there's some Nussmeier stuff in this from an Ole Miss standpoint of getting him to the ground. When I was looking at his advanced stats this morning, and I'm curious what Pete said, if y'all did any of this with Green.
We did. Most of it was about Green.
Is that he holds the ball forever. He leads the SEC in time holding the football. Now, look, it means Arkansas's offensive line holds up. They give him a ton of time, but he doesn't make very good decisions. He gets kind of scattered, and he won't get out of the damn pocket. He just stays there. He's only scrambled 26 times despite holding the ball for more than 4.5 seconds when he has a clean pocket. 4.5. It is a eternity when you were looking at that. Sorry, Michael Hawkins for Oklahoma is worse, but I'm not counting him as an SEC starting quarterback.
No.
So for Ole Miss, it is getting him to the ground. It is getting pressure. It is finding a way to not let him outside the pocket after that eternity or forcing a decision earlier on him and then actually tackling him because he's a big guy. And Ole Miss at times has struggled with finishing as a defensive line or as a front seven with pressure. They get a ton of pressure, but they don't always get the guy to the ground. And he can really hurt you once you force him to scramble. His scrambling stats are awesome once he does it.
Because he can really run.
But he doesn't like doing it. He breaks a ton of tackles when he scrambles. He's a load. But
they list him at 230, and I think he's bigger than that.
Yeah, but if you can get him to the ground in the pocket, which 3 teams have done this season, Texas A&M did a really good job of it, Arkansas did a good job of it, and Tennessee did a good job of it this season. Those 3 games combined, I think he only broke like 3 tackles combined, and he only had like 19 rushing yards or something in those 3 games combined. Now, everybody else, he killed them. He ran for basically 100 against Arkansas. He ran for a ton against Oklahoma State. He ran for 79 against Mississippi State in addition to throwing for whatever he threw at on Saturday against the Bulldogs. Like it's an interesting matchup that look, he's going to throw you the ball some if you'll catch it. He's going to make a couple big time throws you have to shake off, but you're in good shape if you just pressure and tackle. But if you don't tackle and you let him loose, it gets problematic with him extending and staying on schedule on third down.
Yeah, I've almost caught myself pushing back at people that do the Lenore Sellers comparison because it's just not even – it's so lazy and stupid that it's just wrong.
He's poor man's Nussmeier is what he is.
He is – this is a guy who is – he's fourth in the SEC behind Dart, Nussmeier, and Beck in passing average per game. Now, he's ninth in pass efficiency, which tells you a lot. Passing yards per game, he's fourth. Where's the other one above? I was looking for one. Oh, and then here on rushing TDs, he's 10th in the league. Pass attempts, he's third in the league. Pass completions, he's fourth in the league. Again, behind Nussmeier, Dart, and Beck. He's third in the league in passing yards behind Dart and Nussmeier. I mean, this is a guy that he can hurt you. He can do a lot of different things. Sixth in the league in passing yards per attempt. Completion percentage, he's not even in the top 10. I mean, he's erratic.
And they only drop the ball on 7% of his throws, so it's not on the wide receivers.
Right.
By the way.
And by the way, they have, in my opinion, the second best wide receiver in the league. I think Armstrong's terrific. Ole Miss said as much. John Saunders Jr. said yesterday that preparing for Armstrong has been a little easier because he's basically Trey Harris. And I think there are a lot of similarities between the two.
I do like the Kellen Mond comp, whoever came up with that in the stream first. That's not a bad comp.
Yeah.
I like that.
And here lately, he has been a little more accurate. You can tell that he's being coached by Bobby Petrino.
Catch the ball when he throws it to you and tackle him and you win the game.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, but that's it.
Absolutely.
He has 13 turnover-worthy throws this season. He's going to throw it to you once or twice if you catch it. And he has 18 big-time throws according to PFF College. Meaning he can
Oh, no, he can make throws. He made a big-time throw against Mississippi State the other day.
They throw the ball deep a lot, 20%-ish of his passes that he gets off. He's not very accurate intermediate. That's where he really kind of flings it all over the place at times. Like his stats on like 10 to 19 yards of air yardage, not very good.
No, it's what's maddening to Petrino.
Barely 50%. He's erratic as hell in that distance.
Because that's Petrino's offense. What he loves is to
over the middle.
Well, he likes to find leverage and find space and feed the space and take what you give. And they've got, I think Luke Haas is a pretty good tight end. They've underused him this year. But I don't know whether Jackson's going to play. I've heard different things. They've got some other backs. The young back from, I think he's from Alabama.
They had a really good. I mean, I know State's bad defensively.
State's
they had
really bad.
They had a good day last week.
State's really bad defensively. It ought to be interesting. But again, the psychology of it's fascinating to me. It's just fascinating because if the game is tight late, one team's got a chance to get tight, and the other team's just going to play. And that you could tell me anything you wanted to tell me about how that plays out. I'd buy it. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but I do think it's fascinating that the weight of the world is on Ole Miss, and Arkansas is kind of like, whatever. Let's just play the game.
You got to be Alabama for a day under Saban. Just find a way to win the game, show up, be robotic, and play.
And I don't know that I buy that with Lane Kiffin coach team. I here lately, and the way they have acted and talked and said, and I've heard things that have happened at practice and with one player in particular, and it's okay. I'm fascinated. I don't know that this team, because of the coaching, I don't know that this team has the ability to be robotic.
Yeah, to just level for.
I could be wrong.
Can you just be level for 5 weeks?
And let me be clear before the comp reb people come yell at me. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not sure I've seen that.
They've been a little more up.
This team's been roller coastery.
Yeah.
Not a knock. I'm not saying they can't go be robotic. I'm picking Ole Miss to win. It's in fact, my pick's already public in the 5 questions thing. I picked Ole Miss to win by 10. I think Ole Miss covers the line.
Yeah.
I think they win by 10-14. But I included this in the 5 questions thing, so I'll say it here. I do think there's a caveat because I think intangible psychology does not favor Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And not because of the 2008 baloney. I don't care about that. To me, that's literally immaterial. I don't think the whole, well, we haven't won there since thing, I don't think that matters at all. Mm-hmm. I do think you have to be careful that you don't try to play Georgia Saturday.
Yeah.
Because Georgia won't be there. And if you lose to Arkansas, Georgia won't matter.
Yeah. Just win and then deal with next week when you get there. That's the deal. So a little more on that in a second. First, Taylen podcast brought to you by the Ole Miss Athletics Foundation. You know that in other ticket news, baseball renewals are underway through just tomorrow. So 2 days left for those baseball renewals. So get on that if you have not done that already. Also, the new softball stadium opening this season. Season tickets for that ranging from $100 to $150. So with that, you've got state giving, a lot of different things the foundation can help you out with, including those tickets. So again, that's OleMissTix.com, OleMissSports.com, or 662-915-7159.
You've had Wendy's Nugs dipped in sauce. Have you had them covered in sauce? Wendy's new saucy nugs take the crispy and spicy nugs you love and turn them up to 11. Choose between flavors like buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, or if you're a real heat seeker, try spicy ghost pepper. Only on Wendy's signature spicy nugs. I dare you. That's 7 delicious ways to try the nugs you already love. Pick a flavor, grab some extra napkins, and prepare to nug like you have never nugged before. For a whole new way to nug, it's got to be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's. We'll have some form of hand-raised guys tomorrow evening. It'll be Halloween edition of that. It's brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating, different names, same great products and services. If you live in Oxford, Batesville, Tupelo, that area, call Comer, 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, South Haven, that area, call Southern, 662-429-4429. I'll have a column after the game on Saturday, one way or the other, brought to you by Window Hero. From window cleaning to pressure washing, gutter cleaning, gutter guards, and everything in between. Window Hero has the expertise, equipment, and experience that is necessary to make your property look and feel brand new. They just bought some new equipment, in fact, that we'll be talking about here soon. It's really cool what I've seen. So check them out at windowhero.com or give them a call at 662-510-7077. I'll have a notebook as well on Saturday. That's brought to you by Dead Soxy. You can get 25% off everything at Dead Soxy, including the Ole Miss NIL socks, the short socks that you can't see. Everything. No show. Thank you. Everything that you're looking for, it's brought to you by Dead Soxy. It's deadsoxy.com. Promo code Rebel Grove for 25% off. Don't forget, if you're maybe not making the trip to Fayetteville this weekend, instead you're going to watch on television, turn on some of the other games, do a little smoking, grilling, get in touch with our friends at Southern Q Sauce. Get the sauce, get the rubs. They've got the Clucker, Old Smoky, Honey Pecan, the Longhorn. Whether you're a professional pitmaster or an occasional backyard chef, Southern Q Sauce has the sauces and rubs to have your friends and family coming back for more. Check it out for yourself at southernqsauce.com. Use the discount code RebelGrove for 15% off your order. We're also brought to you by Rustic Revivals. I was telling you about MPW Digital Extra. That show's brought to you by Rustic Revivals. They're based out of Flowood, Mississippi. And Rustic Revivals builds tables and other furniture by hand with locally sourced lumber. It's Josh and Ashley Pierce. Go to their Instagram page and look at some of the work that they do. If you're thinking about some furniture for yourself, a table, coffee table, dresser, whatever the case may be, check them out before you go to one of the chain stores and buy something. And if you'll use the code REBELS20, that's REBELS20, you'll get 20% off your purchase. It's rusticrevivalsms.com, facebook.com/rusticrevivalsms, or you can go to Instagram at just Rustic Revivals. Check them out. You can also call them directly, 228-217-1243, or you can email them at rusticrevivals@gmail.com.
Podcast is brought to you by NE Spark, the fastest, most reliable fiber internet option available. Whether you're streaming the Rebels or connecting with family and friends, Spark offers both residential and business packages with speeds up to 2 gigabits. To learn more, register for service. That's AnySpark.com. AnySpark, get connected, stay local. I had the TV ratings for the weekend up. Most of those have come out from my college football standpoint. Ole Miss and Oklahoma getting into the top 10-ish overall. Let me do the quick math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th overall. It was the highest rated game on ESPN for the week. So Ole Miss, Oklahoma, the highest non-broadcast channel TV college game of the week there with the Rebels and Sooners. Did 2.6 million. Again, that finished 7th in the week. Number one, huge number out of Nebraska, Ohio State. So Fox gets a nice win on Big Noon kickoff there for them. 5.96 million. Ohio State's been
just such
ratings
a brand.
massive. And it was close. They get the Nebraska upset thing late.
Yep.
Kind of your perfect Big Ten.
And Ohio State's
there.
it's like an Alabama brand. It's just
huge.
When the networks just go, hey, we're just going to put him in our prime spot. Okay, I get it.
Speaking of, Missouri, Alabama pulls in a game that was a complete and utter blowout.
Oof.
I mean,
it was boring when it was close.
It was, even when it was close, Alabama was going to win. Yeah. Missouri couldn't do anything. And then when Brady Cook went out,
when Drew Pine came in,
I could have called the Alabama defense and we'd have been perfectly fine. We would have figured it out.
I could have played Alabama's defense and been fine.
5.5 million on that. So it's about $500,000 less than Nebraska, Ohio State. LSU, Texas A&M pulled 5.1 in their nightcap. From a TV standpoint, good game because you had the fourth quarter that's weird and all the stuff and whatnot. There and that.
Penn State, were going up against the World Series in that moment too.
They were. Penn State, Wisconsin on NBC pulling in 3.5 million next. Notre Dame Navy on ABC pulling in 2.8. My guess is a lot of that was early and people left it once Notre Dame took advantage of 3 midshipman turnovers pretty early to put that game away. There in that one. Illinois, Oregon at 2.7, and then Oklahoma, Ole Miss 2.6. Illinois, Oregon with CBS, the 2:30 game for the Big Ten on that CBS thing. And then Texas Tech, TCU on Fox at 2.4 million to close out the top 8. Good number for them. That's good. Yeah. That's a good Big 12 number.
That's a surprising number.
Yeah, but it's on broadcast again, Fox. That's where it is. Only one game on that list on non-broadcast, and it was Ole Miss, Oklahoma. So really, when you look at competing, the big game that Ole Miss, Oklahoma beat was Miami, Florida State nightcap on ESPN at 6:30.
Yeah,
that was the best equivalent you could do from that standpoint. So anyway, that's that.
By the way, people are asking about, or talking about, I should say, the rain Saturday.
Yeah, what's it look like now?
The latest update for Saturday in Fayetteville is cloudy with periods of rain, high of 71, winds 5 to 10 from the southeast, chance of rain 70%, rainfall near half an inch. There you go.
So, reading here, and I'm going to take this is worth mentioning because of the conversation yesterday regarding TV slots, and I'm going to just kind of say this, and we're going to move on because I don't have a lot of comment. We already did that yesterday, but it is worth mentioning for you guys to understand the latest. I've taken this from Ben McKell on Twitter, and I'm going to trust his research here, and I think it's right. I did a little bit to sort of check it, not that I didn't trust him, but just in general yesterday before I said it out loud to thousands of people. Saturday will mark the first SEC morning start for Ole Miss on the road. So meaning first road 11 a.m. game or morning game since 2018. Lane Kiffin has never played one prior to 2018. So it's been 6 years since they played.
Because as a beat writer, I've been craving one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because you can get out of there potentially the day of, depending on where it's at.
Yeah.
So first one since 2018. Since 2020, Ole Miss has had 9 start times against SEC opponents on the road at night. So 5 p.m. or later at night on the road. They have 9 of those. Then they have another 5 on the road in that 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. time slot. So 0 in the morning, 5, 2 to 4, 9 at night when it comes to that. Also at the same time, let's see. They've had 6 morning starts against SEC opponents, another 4 in the afternoon, and had 6 home night games against SEC opponents. Of those 6 night games, Vanderbilt has been 2 of them. A&M has been 1 when the college game day came that day. State, which is pre-scheduled on Thanksgiving, Arkansas, and then LSU started at 5 p.m. Last season.
And that was basically a night game.
Yeah. Yeah, so that counts.
Yeah.
5 o'clock on that one. So when you're looking at it, it's 14. From home game standpoint, it's basically 14 to 6-ish. And then it is on the road is the crazy thing. They just never play 11-inning games. So if you have your biggest gripe is actually that you're running into road environments that are more hectic constantly.
Yeah.
If you have a complaint, that is your largest complaint, because it is. You talk about having 4 a year. It's pretty nutty to not face an 11 o'clock road game in 6 years.
And this year they have 2.
Yeah, in a row.
Florida's at 11.
Yeah. So you have Arkansas and Florida, but until it kicks off on Saturday, that's the deal there. So you've gone through 4 for 5 years, and then you had one more even in 2020 because you played 10 league games that year instead of.
Didn't the 2020 Arkansas game kick off in the morning?
I have no idea. I'm back and check it, but I don't know.
I'm almost positive it did.
Because that was the Corral 9,000 pick game.
Yeah, because we were doing a pregame show early.
There was one that was early. Maybe it was at home, but maybe it was that game because I remember we did donuts. Remember, because that was the year we had the deal with Visit Oxford, and I want to say I brought in where the creamer High Rise Donuts or whatever it was called.
For some reason, I recall that game being at 11 a.m. Now, I could be wrong. My mind.
Yeah.
I mean, because Campbell was a sophomore, and she got to go to that game. Remember that you could only 1/4 of the stadium because everybody was dying from COVID. And only 1/4 of the stadium, and she got tickets. And one of her friends came on the pregame show with us and was funny. And we were going to get her back on the postgame show because we assumed that Ole Miss was going to win because Arkansas was so bad. And then Corral kept throwing it to the other team, and so we didn't get her back on.
2:30.
It was a 2:30 game. Okay. I don't know why I thought that was an 11.
Florida was at 11 at home. Kentucky 3 on the road. See, I kept thinking that might have been a morning game. In my head, when Ole Miss won there at the very end, Alabama 6:30 at home, Arkansas on the road 2:30, Auburn at home 11.
I would have lost a lot of money. I would have bet a lot of money that game was at 11 a.m. It's just your way your brain works.
Well, because I remember it being daylight. I mean, you know what I mean? When you think about what happened in that game, Kentucky and Arkansas, I have completely in a bright sky in my head.
Yeah. Now, I would have remembered the Kentucky game started in the afternoon. For some reason, I thought the Arkansas game started in the morning, but it doesn't matter.
It was homecoming, apparently, for Arkansas.
Is that right? Yeah.
Says the stream. So the things that you remember, it's you just have certain things from years ago. You go, 100%. Can't tell you what I had for dinner last night, but that's one of those things.
It's Megan. Megan was who came on. Because we were going to Campbell's friend Megan was the pregame guest. She was really funny.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people were like, she's the one that's from Texas, and her dad went to Texas Tech, and he always threatened her if she didn't make good grades with, hey, grades up or guns up. Like, you'd have to go to Texas Tech if you don't make good grades.
Yeah.
And so we were going to get her back on after the game, but then Ole Miss lost, and we were like,
some things went a little funny.
Probably shouldn't do that. People get pissed off.
ESPN and the sportsbooks would like to thank you for betting, as Nevada Sportsbooks won $80.9 million in September, setting an all-time record for most success from a betting standpoint. And look, we've called college games. I completely get it. Good freaking luck this season with doing that to any kind of profit. However, and football was the main reason. NFL and college football accounted for 55 of the $80 million.
I'm surprised it's not more than that, but yeah.
The previous record was $72 million, set in November of 2022. So we're talking $8 million over the record.
There's a lot of people losing everything on football games. It's sad, really.
It's hard. Yes.
I can't remember what show I was listening to, but they were talking about how it's kind of an epidemic.
Oh, I mean, again, this is probably not the show for it, but I mean, in two different ways. I mean, I fully believe this. I think gambling becoming so mainstream and, frankly, pornography are two things that are completely taking over the country in very negative ways.
Agreed.
I mean, again, that can be a whole other program. Happy to do it, but that's not
both right at your fingertips.
and changes your perception of so much.
Everything.
Yeah. Just.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago that to make a bet, you had to go to a casino. That requires intentionality.
It does.
And that gives you time to think, hey, I might not need to do this.
There's premeditation required.
Yeah, so you think about it. But if you can just pick up your phone, maybe you've had a few pops, and you pick up your phone and I'm going to put $200 on Notre Dame today. It's so easy to do. And because
it's so easy to try to catch up.
Well, and at a casino, you have to actually hand over money.
Yeah, that's true.
So you see, it's my tax.
It's like
theory.
your tax thing.
All right,
Yeah,
hey, I can solve the world's problems.
Pay taxes in cash.
I mean, I'm a cost. I'm an upset people. They'll kill me. I would get killed if I got put in a position of authority and tried to do that. I would suddenly just mysteriously die in a car wreck. But yeah, and then the pornography thing. It's like it's why I feel sorry for kids today.
It messes up what perceived relationships are supposed to be.
Yeah.
In so many different
ways. With boys. I mean, I feel sorry for them. I really do, because you're too young to really understand what it is that you're seeing. Mm-hmm. And yet it's so pervasive. Thank God I didn't. I mean, see, I make this joke all the time, but when I was 16, and I don't give me this stuff, but I was getting girls. No, you weren't. Shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, just stop. It's just stop. When I was 15, 16 years old, if I wanted to see a naked girl, I had to go to Neal Fuller's house and hope that he was gone, that the dad was gone, and that we could sneak in and look at some of the Playboys. And if we got lucky, there might be a penthouse in there somewhere. And if we got really lucky, the way that the satellite worked,
the nighttime Cinemax
at 1 in the morning, we might see a boob.
Yeah.
But
the most softcore of softcore, just like
maybe, Bo Derek running down the beach. You're like, oh, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Yes, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah,
it's not. I mean, man, kids now.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy. I mean, there's no way that doesn't.
No, it seeps into the psyche of normalcy in a way that is so wrong.
No way that doesn't mess up your brain. Mm-hmm. No way it doesn't. It's wrong. It's crazy. And the people that fight it, like, oh, I can't stand. I feel that's why I get mad. You know this. You know where I'm going with this. I get so pissed off when I hear people making fun of this generation. Mm-hmm. It's not their fault. I mean, I love the judgment from people about kids that are in their teens right now. Man, if you'd had all those temptations when you were a teenager, knowing what I know about you, and not to anybody in specific, just in general, you'd have been so messed up.
It gets more complicated by the day and the year and the month.
Yeah. I mean, boy, that judgment stuff of teenagers today just drives me nutty. There's a lot of stuff. We're not doing them any favors on a daily basis.
And and here's what it does. It lets the kids, and I mean this just frankly, when they get out in the working force, it lets them really stand out, the ones that are perceived to be well adjusted, I guess is the way to put it, because you run and go, wow, I'm just not seeing that much. I mean, I taught the classes, I taught the kids a good bit, and I mean, it's, I've said this, and I don't mean to offend them, but what used to be below average is now average, and what used to be average is now above average, and what used to be above average is now elite as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Communication-wise, they're not talking to people, you're not understanding.
Work ethic.
It's just kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Anyway, there's your public service announcement for the day. Presented by Blue Sky Live here with you.
I'll use the chat to transition back. M. Smith 21 says, find a way to follow LSU versus Arkansas blueprint. LSU won time of possession 39-21. I'll tell you how they did it, because I was there. They converted third downs. And they did a really good job of containing Green. But what they really did was they converted third downs. LSU was able to run the football a little bit, not a lot, but they were kind of able to stay ahead of the chains, and Nussmeier made some big third down throws. And again, that game was 16-10 late third quarter. It was that final score was misleading. Now, LSU dominated the game, but LSU dominated the fourth quarter of the game.
I never felt like Arkansas was going to win.
I didn't either.
It would have taken LSU to hand them the win.
Literally, there was one TV timeout right before what was essentially a pick six that I went, this could get interesting here.
And then
because if they drive here, it's going to get interesting. If even if they just got 2 or 3 first downs and punted and flipped the field, it could get interesting. But LSU was able to do that because Nussmeier had an elite game.
They sacked Green 3 times, rattled him, and then got the pick 6 to caught the ball.
Right. That was a batted ball.
Yeah.
And Weeks caught it, I think.
Shocker.
But that's how they did it. It wasn't complicated. But Nussmeier played really well. I've learned Nussmeier is like this polarizing figure. I wonder if Garrett walks around going, God, there are a lot of people that hate me that don't even know me. They just hate me. I wonder if that's a thing for him. Probably doesn't care.
I mean, we set judgments on everyone, including athletes.
From what I've heard about him, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
I've heard he's very well adjusted.
Did you watch any World Series last night before I go to break?
I didn't. I had Pete, and then I got through with Pete, and I had not seen my family all day, and
I am still surprised that it's not the way I expected it to go before the pitch was thrown, but I found myself pulling for New York, which didn't expect. I really thought I was going to be for the Dodgers, and I have not been for the Dodgers.
I figured I would be for the Yankees, and I generally have been.
I mean, they're going to lose.
Yes.
They did get the Game 5. Congratulations.
They did.
Hit home runners. Hit home runs last night.
They did.
11-4 final? 11-5? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
11-something.
I looked at the score last night before I went to bed, and it was like 11-4.
11-4.
Okay.
That is correct. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, again, first one since 1970 to even get it to Game 5. Congratulations to that. You get Game 5 here tonight again, Yankee Stadium. Then they'll travel back and do, if necessary, there for those last 2. But Freeman hit another home run, by the way.
So been a hell of a postseason.
That is the first player to ever hit a home run in 6 straight World Series games.
He's had a hell of a postseason. He's a great player.
Dodgers and Braves rings would be pretty cool over like a 4-year period. It's good for your mantle. You can line those up.
Yeah, he's a
Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah. He's had a hell of a career.
Garrett Cole tonight for the Yankees. Last chance here. This doesn't feel like the Red Sox come back against the Yankees where you went, don't let us win Game 5. That's not what this, or Game 4. That's not what this feels like.
It doesn't feel like it, but boy, if I'm the Dodgers,
You don't want to get on a plane tomorrow.
Well, I'd like to get on the plane tomorrow with the trophy in mind.
Right.
And,
yeah.
the seat hung over as hell.
Yeah. Not going, hell.
Not, oh, shit.
Because then Game 6 is the one where there's pressure.
Oh, tons of it.
Because you start getting behind in Game 6 and go, well, God, anything can happen in Game 7. Because that's what that was the Red Sox-Yankees thing in 04 was they won Game 5. They had like the Dave Roberts steal and all that stuff. And they knew they had Pedro and Schilling. And then you go, well, shit, you get to a 7. And I think they routed the Yankees in Game 7. It was like 17-7 or something.
Johnny Damon hit the grand slam.
Yeah.
Early.
Derek Lowe started. Is that correct?
I can't remember.
Okay. They were up early, and it was a coronation.
I was doing the show with Taylor. Taylor was a huge Red Sox fan. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So y'all were pretty locked into that
because the year before, we both suffered devastation at the same time, one night apart.
Oh, that's true. Probably made for a good radio show.
We did a Friday show. Cubs lost on a Wednesday. Red Sox lost on Thursday. We had to do a Friday remote, and it was like a funeral.
Where was the remote?
It was at some car dealership. Let's talk football. And it was like, I just want to
knife myself right now.
All these cars are running down. I just want to get in front of one of them.
You don't care about Tony Taylor Chevrolet right now.
Taylor was even worse. I mean, he was just Aaron Boone. And I was like, this sucks. They like brought pizza in. I'm like, I don't want to eat pizza. Someone shoot me.
It was really the last Red Sox heartbreak before Boston just goes on this huge tear. And if you're a Boston sports fan, you just keep winning damn titles over and over and over again.
And yet,
because the Red Sox went in like 4, 7, and 10 or something. And
yet there was a story yesterday, and it was talking about potential suitors for Juan Soto. And they basically named every big market team except the Cubs and Red Sox.
Oh, really?
Which is wild. Like, I don't why would you not?
Yeah. At least offer. See what happens.
Give him whatever he wants.
Yeah. He's been good.
He's 26. Here's a contract.
Fill it out.
Whatever. Almost literally whatever. Fill it out.
We'll figure it out.
And if you don't want to come, I want to be able to tell my fans that we offered you
a blank
literally
check,
whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
I would, no joke, I would offer the man $800 million.
Yes. Come back in a minute and talk a little more. First, Citizens Bank, you're not just an account number, you're a valued member of the community. And if you find yourself in the market for a mortgage, another reason to give them a try. That's Whit Wilson, who many of you know in the mortgage space, now at the Citizens Bank and ready to help you with your real estate goals. Stop by and visit 902 Sisk Avenue, Suite E in Oxford. Discuss your options with Whit or one of their experienced bankers who values your unique financial journey, makes every moment uniquely yours. Also, check out the School Spirit debit cards. You can do that when they make a donation per every transaction to the local school of your choice, whether it's Oxford, Lafayette, or Regents. That's the Citizens Bank, PHILA.com.
Are you retiring soon? How long should you wait to take Social Security? What accounts should you pull from first? Are you already retired? Should you consider Roth conversions? These are just some of the questions that can only be answered with a personalized retirement income plan. Andrew Seago Wealth Management specializes in helping folks just like you come up with their retirement game plan. Whether you meet at his office in Collierville or prefer Zoom from anywhere, schedule a free discovery meeting. See what they can do for you. It's rebelsretire.com. Brought to you by Grenada Home Center. They got paints by Benjamin Moore, Pittsburgh Paints, Farrell Calhoun, flooring of any and all types, stone countertops, granite, quartz, whatever you're looking for, window treatments, plantation shutters. They basically have it all at Grenada Home Center, and they'll come to you as well. 662-226-3127. We are approaching November rapidly. The month after November is December, which includes Christmas. So if you're thinking about your gift giving and you're thinking about jewelry, you owe it to yourself to go to Arnett's Fine Jeweler. It's a fourth-generation jeweler located in the old Lamons Jewelry Building, North Lamar Avenue in Oxford. They basically offer everything you're looking for in jewelry, from diamond engagement rings to pearls, genuine color stones, and everything else in between. They've got flexible bangles, diamond pendants, earrings. It's a perfect place to get an awesome gift for Christmas. At Arnett's, they want to be your jeweler. Speaking of coming in next weekend, you got basketball, obviously the Georgia game, a lot going on. So if you're stopping by to get your gear, go to the College Corner. It's right off Sisk Avenue in the Oxford Commons. They have more than 4,000 square feet of the best Rebel gear, plenty of parking available. Their staff's going to have you in and out, ready for the Grove, ready for the Pavilion, ready for the stadium in no time. CollegeCornerstore.com. They also have 2 locations in the Jackson area as well. Call Argent Wealth's 401k advisory services team today. They'll conduct a complimentary, no obligation benchmarking and analysis of your current 401k plan. Mention that you heard about Argent Wealth on BlueSky Live. You get 10% off your first year's fees. It's myargentwealth.com. And we're brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. If you're thinking about giving a trip the extra attention that's needed to make a special trip, one that creates a lifetime of unique memories, get in touch with John. Give him a budget. It's important. Give him some parameters, and then let him give you some options. And no, you don't have to live in or near Memphis to take advantage of his services. 901-494-3387, or send him an email at jedwards@regencytravel.net.
Podcast is brought to you by the Men's Clinic out of Madison and Brandon. That's themanthing.com. Check them out online at either location. Again, in Madison at 601-607-7869. Their mission is to help their patients realize the absolute best version of themselves. They want their patients to remain as healthy and as strong as possible throughout the aging process. They do that by optimizing testosterone, improving sleep, reducing inflammation, treating insulin resistance, and much more. I've become a patient myself. I'm probably going to do a video talking about some of the results, some of the blood work numbers and things like that here soon. I talked to them about that yesterday. So just to give you guys a little more information and tell you what I've got going on. Again, they don't just it's not a testosterone meal. They're not just throwing that on you no matter what your numbers say. But they look at your numbers and figure out a plan for you. So again, in Madison, 601-607-7869, themanthing.com. It was actually 10-3 in Game 7, Red Sox over Yankees. So 10-3. I knew it was a rout, but I did not remember. By the way, time of games in that ALCS, TV got all the commercials they needed. 320, 315, then 420, 502, 549.
Good God.
5 hours and 49 minute Game 5. Red Sox beat the Yankees 5-4 in 14 innings.
Oh.
And then 350, 331. So you get almost 4 hours or 4 or more in 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 7 games.
Such an iconic rivalry. I mean, it really is. Yankees, Red Sox, it's way up there.
It's
I get
it might be number one.
I get why ESPN just goes, yeah, we're putting that on.
Well, I mean, I don't even necessarily watch a lot of baseball at this point, and yet that's one that I'm in on every time. Red Sox,
Sure.
Red Sox, Yankees, in.
Sure.
And I pull for the Red Sox. I don't know why, but I do.
People are so passionate about it.
Yeah. What's funny is those are two great environments, but the stadiums are so different. The Yankee Stadium holds 21,000 more people than Fenway. Fenway's small park.
Yeah.
35,000 for Fenway, 56 and change at Yankee Stadium.
I've not been to the new one. I've been to the old one.
So I've never been to Boston.
I haven't been since I was a kid.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. I've never done Boston. So just whatever there. All right. Go through the little candy thing here for Halloween. Again, probably a lot of you guys out there are doing it tonight. Some doing it tomorrow night. Oxford seems pretty split right down the middle on who's doing what as we get into this evening.
I'm on the neighborhood association thing. We voted yesterday. I was like, that's fine. Let's do it tomorrow, but today, but let's put up some signage or something. Let's tell. I don't want 2 nights of it.
That was my issue. Is we decided really late, and I don't think the message is going to get out in time to be completely accurate.
See, you got to have a better neighborhood association. We locked that thing down yesterday.
See, I'm being honest. This is bothering more than it should. I told Neal that before we started. I'm feeling agitated in a way that I probably shouldn't, but I kind of am right now. So,
well, it's because you don't want some kid coming on Thursday night thinking that it's Halloween
and not having anything.
And it's like this teenagers, and they take the trick part of it seriously and egg your truck or your car or something, where you're having to deal with that the next day.
Or just not knowing when people are going to come up. You got dogs and kids and sleeping babies. I mean, you can prepare for it when you know it's coming. But 2 days of that is just a little funky. So it's fine. We'll handle it. Okay.
I'm waiting for an executive decision from my wife about she is contemplating getting stuff out of the attic because I'll be gone all weekend. She's thinking about it, thinking hard. I said, it's totally your decision. If you want it out of the attic, I'll get it out of the attic. But you're going to have to say the words. I'm not going to volunteer it.
Well, the words will be said then.
We'll see. She's like, what's the schedule again? She does not keep up with college football. She said, okay, Ole Miss is in Arkansas this weekend. What do they do next weekend? I said, Georgia. And she goes, what's the weekend after that? I said, they're off. She goes, I guess that's what would make sense. But she thought about going up to Arkansas to see the girls that weekend.
So that would rule that out.
That would rule that out. So that's where I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the call. And I have 6'2" and 6'4" helpers here. So getting it out of the attic is not as. I'm like, look, if we're going to get it out of the attic,
that's not as cumbersome all of a sudden.
I'm going to do it while I have help here. Unpaid labor, if you will.
Yes.
That labor's fed, so.
Yeah, it's paid, but it's fine.
It's paid, but I'm going to do it while I have sets of hands here. So I need to know. Don't spring it on me when they've disappeared to go out with their friends. Let me do it in the 30 minutes before they disappear to go out with their friends. And it's kind of early to put it up, but listen, that's just
kind of early, Neal.
It's really early. Okay, but here's the thing.
It is literally a month early.
All right,
normal.
You guys always dish out life advice. Here's just a little marriage advice. That's a fight that's not worth fighting. Pick the fights that are worth fighting.
And Christmas decorations are not.
That's just not worth fighting. If 3 extra weeks of the damn tree being up bothers you, get over it. If it makes her happy, I'm fine. Whatever.
Stores have been playing Christmas music for like 2 weeks now already.
Yeah. Is what it is.
What you gonna do?
We kind of skip Thanksgiving these days. As a culture, we go from Halloween straight to Christmas.
Well, we don't. It's not really Thanksgiving. We have fall for like 3 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have Halloween, and then we have fall, and then we have Christmas. Well, because you're not putting, other than maybe a doormat or a door hanger or something, you're not really having Thanksgiving-themed decorative at all. You might go fall, y'all, or something out on your door, but otherwise... It's reminded me of that, like that old Rodney thing. How big a boy are you? Ask him in the stream. It's fine. I mean, look, I love the Christmas season. I'm good. It's also 86 degrees outside today.
82.
Whatever.
But yes,
Point stands.
Your point does stand.
Well, that's like we're like, hey, we're gonna get the fire pit out, gonna get the solo stove out, and it's like it's in the 80s. I'm gonna have shorts on.
What are you doing?
Like, I mean, sure, but in your head, you're like, yeah, that's what's supposed to happen, but that is not what's happening today.
It's
because we always do soups on Halloween. It's like it's gonna be kind of hot. Like I'm make chili today, but it's hot.
It needs to cool off.
Yeah, we're not in the.
Yeah, I'm not. Aka doesn't believe me anymore.
That it's gonna cool off.
Yeah, he's tired of me saying, "Hey, man, it's gonna cool off."
He doesn't buy it.
He just looks at me like you're so full of it. It's a total lie.
So, what is the average Fahrenheit climate for him?
I asked him yesterday. I said, "What's the temperature in Helsinki right now?" And he's like 50.
Okay.
And he said it in kind of a
frustrated way.
50.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't 50 feel nice? And I'm like, look, man, if I could control it, I'd hit the button.
CJ does make a good point. Completely skip the season of being thankful to just get to the gifts. Kind of telling where we are as a society, you know?
No argument.
That's fair.
It's no argument.
That is fair.
Oh, it's more than fair. It's accurate is what it is. It's not fair. It's right.
Now, I will say this. I like the Christmas season because of the slowdown, the actual family element of Christmas. Like, it's not everybody that knows me knows this. I am a horrific gift giver and receiver. So it is not about the gifts like I am. I just don't. Neal is very similar to this because he can't function it for himself. So it's hard always to put it on someone else. But I know everybody's like thawing out Mariah and getting ready for the season. I mean, I understand. We're getting there. It's fine.
Christmas channel on XM.
Oh.
But like Laura will turn that on for soon as it's available, just nonstop.
So Halloween, we're still in Halloween. We are not in Christmas yet. We're not even in Thanksgiving yet. We are in Halloween season. The spiders are out in the yard and all that kind of stuff.
It's Halloween Eve.
So 2024, at the time of this article, this is from candystore.com. 3.5.
So we're about to have the podcast that pisses everybody off.
I mean, it's only a segment. It's already 9:15 for God's sake.
That's true. We're way into this thing.
Yeah. $3.5 billion on candy sales to this point.
How much?
$3.5 billion.
Wow.
That is down from 3.6 last year. Now, last year was
Look at America getting healthy.
Last year was the high from 2011 to 2024 at 3.6.
Yeah.
Because like pre-COVID, 2.6 was the high at 2019. So we've had almost a little over $500 million increase in the last 5 years.
It shows.
Saying that's where we're at. So 2024, 3.5. Yeah, overall Halloween spending predicted to be over $12.2 billion, but that's down 5% from last year. $12.2 billion.
When you factor in
Halloween.
inflation, yes, something's going on. Yeah.
So as somebody said, clearly WTVA had found the same article that I did. If you're curious about Mississippi first, Mississippi, the most sold candy in Mississippi this year, the Three Musketeers bar is number one.
Okay.
Really odd. Didn't expect that. The Snickers bar is number two.
It's got a reputation for being
healthy.
Yeah. So if you're going to eat a candy bar, that's the healthiest one you can eat.
People say that.
I'm not saying that's right.
But yes, it does have that reputation.
And so perception becomes reality. See? Perception becomes reality because I don't think anybody would go, that's the best candy bar.
But it's the bargaining with yourself candy bar. I'm going to have one, so we're going to have this one.
So when people do the perception is reality thing, and people go, I don't know what that means. That's what it means.
Number two in Mississippi is the Snickers. Look, it's a very known bar. It's fine.
Just solid.
And then number three, which I think is overrated, is the Butterfinger because of the way it gets in your teeth. It drives me insane how it gets in my teeth. I'm neurotic. I understand. It's fine. Kyle, thanks for Super Chat. Love you guys. Thanks all you do. Love the new Chase loved the podcast. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that. In general, for the country, as we mentioned over the last few weeks, because we're a little floored by this, M&M's has overtaken Reese's as the number one candy. Now, they are counting all M&M flavors as one thing, which is a little unfair.
Because they have so many.
They have a lot.
I'm a little confused, though. So you're saying Butterfinger's third.
Yeah.
So Reese's didn't even make
In
the top
Mississippi,
three?
it did not make the top 3.
What the hell's wrong with us?
Well, there's some other states with some weird number ones. By the way, Wyoming, you got one right and then went completely off the damn reservation the rest. Wyoming has Reese's Cups number 1, saltwater taffy number 2,
What?
and double bubble gum number 3.
I mean, I like double bubble gum, but not enough to make it number 3 on my Halloween list.
3.
Double bubble gum is like 5 minutes of absolute awesome, and then it's terrible.
It is. Utah has candy corn number 1 and Tootsie Pops number 2.
Those people are insane. That's why the Jazz will never win.
That is it.
They should have let marketing go.
Let's see who has weird stuff. New Mexico has hot tamales number 1. Just saying.
I mean,
New Hampshire is very sane. Reese's number 1, M&M's number 2, Almond Joy number 3.
oh, that's solid.
I got no problems with New Hampshire at all.
If they had a football team, they'd make the playoff.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? Cool. You get it.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate this. Play the hits, get the candies, and go from there.
Yeah, don't overthink it.
Some people have Lifesavers number 3.
No.
Louisiana has Lemon Heads number 1. What the hell are y'all doing?
Lemon heads?
Lemon Heads number 1. Reese's Cups number 2. More people in Louisiana ordered Lemon Heads than they did Reese's.
Who's the source of this?
Candystore.com. If they had an area, this is their area.
That's true.
I mean, that's about as niche as I can get here.
You just never know what outlets you can trust these days.
It's true. Kansas, completely fine with your rankings. M&M's number 1, Sour Patch Kids number 2, Reese's number 3.
But see, like you think of Kansas and you think middle America, people that make middle America decisions. That's what you'd expect.
They're not doing anything dumb.
Just
Iowa.
I bet they rock this.
Reese's number 1.
Yep.
M&M's number 2.
Yep.
Hershey's mini bars number 3.
Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. See? This is why the Electoral College is a good thing.
Because Iowa
right
gets a
here.
vote.
Because if you go to just the population vote, no one's ever going to listen to Kansas and Iowa ever again. And those people are sane, centered, rational, get up in the morning, go do their job, come home, love their family, pet the dog people. And you should listen to those people. They should have a say.
I mean, they might be number 1 on just getting this thing done, not being done.
Avery says candy store is the MSNBC of candy. So you never know. You know, I mean,
and by the way, stop the blasphemy of the Almond Joy in the stream. The Almond Joy is a damn good candy bar.
It is a damn good candy bar.
Take your coconut hate somewhere else.
Why do people hate coconut?
Yeah, we're not
That's
having
a
that
weird
here.
thing to hate.
Yeah, we're not having coconut here. I mean, coconut hate here. Kevin says he likes coconut because his kids won't eat it. It's fair. You get it all for yourself. Connecticut did well. Almond Joy, Milky Way, M&M's, no problems.
I kind of like Milky Way a lot as a sneaky candy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like more caramel forward flavor there with that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a fan.
Arkansas went Butterfinger number 1.
I'm with you on Butterfinger. I like just the taste alone. Butterfinger might be number 1.
It's great.
Number 1. It might be number 1. Like if I just taste, but I don't like having to off the roof of my mouth the rest of the night.
My grandmother always did this cake that I loved the taste, but it was that Butterfinger that get in my teeth. So she would do a chocolate cake, poke holes in it, pour the Eagle brand down in it to keep it moist, cover it in whipped cream and Butterfingers. Now it's 9,000 calories per slice.
Hey, the good news is you weren't diabetic. I mean, I got diabetes listening to that.
Hey, why is there a defibrillator on the wall? Just in case.
Wow.
But it's good, though.
I'm sure.
The taste is not bad.
I'm sure it is.
I don't think anybody went Payday 1, 2, or 3, and that is an underrated candy bar.
Oh, yeah. Payday's good.
There is no Payday 1, 2, or 3. No state went Payday 1, 2, or 3. Top 10, though, as I was going, M&M's 1, Reese's 2, Sour Patch Kids number 3. I have no issue there because if you want the chewy, that's number one. That's with a bullet.
100%.
They have a lot of flavors too. That plays into this. Skittles, number 4. Sneaky
the
there.
most overrated candy in America.
You think they're overrated?
Awful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They shouldn't be on the Rushmore, and I think a lot of people would put them on the Rushmore.
They stick in your teeth and stuff. No. And some of the flavors of Skittles are just deplorable.
Starburst, number 5.
Okay.
We're getting overrun a little too much with non-chocolate candies here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to fight back on Starburst too.
Hot tamales, number 6. 6.
What are we doing? This is why our country's so broken.
Candy corn, number 7. Candy corn, number 7.
See, this is why maybe we shouldn't let everybody vote.
You really should just look at candy corn and then rate the Electoral College off the candy rankings.
Well, it's a thought. We might be more sane. Like, I don't know how you can go, hey, you know what do you know anyone who ever woke up that day and went, you know what I'm really craving today is some candy corn? Anyone?
I mean, some of these aren't even popular out of the movie theater candies than when they're offered. Hershey's Kisses, number 8.
I'm laughing at Avery. Avery's about to get me in trouble because I'm giggling.
Hershey Mini Bars, number 9, and Butterfinger, number 10. And then, okay, I got a problem here.
What? You ran through those, and what is it?
Hershey's Kisses, number 8.
Okay.
Hershey's Mini Bars, number 9. Okay. Butterfinger, number 10. Here's my issue, though, with candy corn. If I were my grandfather, I'd be sending a letter right now to candycorn.com because I'm a little pissed off about this. Or candystore.com, sorry. So we're letting M&M count all their freaking flavors to get number 1. But we're breaking Hershey's up into the mini bars versus the regular size bars?
That was my point. They taste the exact same.
Is there a lobbying group for M&Ms?
Could be.
Because that's crap.
That's absolute.
Because if you're going to count M&M's pretzel edition being with the peanut and the regular,
because it's not even
you got to give Hershey's the almond and all together too.
It's not even close to the same. There's a completely different thing. If I have peanut butter M&Ms and pretzel M&Ms, I am not having the same candy. I'm not.
But yet they're breaking my Hershey guys down into almonds separate, then mini bars down to that's crap.
That is a garbage take on their part. There you go, Avery.
Yet they got us to click their link.
Oh, and we're talking about them. They're like, we get the last laugh.
First time Reese's has not been number 1 in 11 years.
I just don't understand how that's possible.
Here's my take. They intentionally fabricated the M&M's thing to get a change so more people would care about the rankings.
Oh, you're accusing them of fixing the vote.
I am.
You're saying they went into the ballot box and rigged it. It wasn't too big to rig.
Here's my dumb take.
There you go.
Here's my dumb take. Now it's environmental, and it's because my grandmother used to keep them on the cabinet all the time. For nostalgia purposes, so it's as much like my meat lovers with ketchup thing. I don't hate a circus peanut in the right situation. Like, of the bad candy, I'm admitting it's a bad candy.
It's a sentimental thing.
There's something about a circus peanut that now it's sweet as hell, and it's kind of whatever.
It's not
but
my thing.
No, Neal's literally like a horse chewing cud here as he's talking about it. But
yeah, where's Reese's Pieces?
I don't see it.
When I was a little kid,
peanut M&Ms are awesome.
When I was a little kid, my mom would take me to Counterculture in Ruston.
That's a good name.
It's great. And I'd get the plain yogurt because it was kind of sour almost, and Reese's Pieces. That was like my treat. Fantastic.
Yogurt with
Reese's Pieces, man. I like
in it.
Oh yeah. Well, they'd put it on the top, and then you'd kind of work it in.
I picked up Carla.
It would turn the yogurt kind of orange, and it just was a happy thing. Like, that's a happy memory.
I had to pick up Carly Ann the other day from Story House. My wife does chapter stuff, and I got her, and she was like, "Hey, I made you something," and it was a small cup, just full of M&Ms and crushed up Reese's.
Oh,
and I was like, "What is this?" And she goes, "It's dessert for you or whatever." And I'm like, "It's nothing but toppings where they have other stuff too." She's like, "Well, they had yogurt and they had ice cream, but it's better by itself." And I was like, "It's literally called toppings, Carly Ann. Toppings. It's.
I think she makes a fair point.
That you're better just eating the M&Ms and the crushed up Reese's.
Perfectly good just by itself. You don't have to have something to put.
You don't need the ice cream or the yogurt.
I mean, you could just take a spoon to that and be good.
It's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be pretty sweet.
What would be the difference between that and opening up a pack of M&Ms and eating them?
Nothing.
She wins this argument.
Because you could make a damn good candy by taking Reese's, forming the actual bar, and then putting M&Ms in it, like on top. If Hershey's had that as their new thing, it would be completely fine, and it would be edible. So,
I missed part of a fight here in the stream.
What are we talking about?
Hayden and Avery are fighting. I'm not exactly sure I missed the first punches.
You missed the first punches?
So I don't know
what started the kerfuffle.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
It's something about Reese's Pieces, Reese's Fast Break, Reese's Sticks.
Okay.
Oh, Doors Rule says Reese's is overrated.
But that's like saying whatever the biggest thing is overrated simply because it's rated so highly,
that's
and
like
it's
saying
impossible.
Shohei Ohtani's overrated.
Yeah, you paid too much.
I mean, whatever, Doors.
Doesn't make it's bad. It just means it's overrated.
No, it's not. It's the best.
I'm going to break, but here's my one take on that. This is probably what's going to flog me later because everybody hates my food takes anyway. Is the original Reese's cup is superior to all the other little creations like the ghost and the eggs and everything?
You're just getting people worked up now.
Because the chocolate peanut butter ratio is better. It's too peanut butter forward on the other ones. It's the right amount of chocolate via peanut butter.
I know where you're going. I'm not going to die on this hill with you. I'm going to let you take all the bullets because people get worked up about this. People will get almost legitimately angry at those kinds of takes because they'll tell you like the Christmas tree Reese's.
It's because the sentimentality. It's because it's Christmas and they're feeling great anyway. You want the more chocolate, and the regular cups have more chocolate. The other ones are peanut butter forward.
You're not dragging me into this battle. You're on your own.
Okay. Fine. I'll take all the heat. I'm like William Wallace on the Braveheart thing with my damn sword here on this thing.
I don't think this is a fight you can win.
See,
and so
now I've pissed Avery off. She's mad at me.
I know. I told you. You would just that was an unforced error. You hit the ball straight into the net.
I could have just minded my own business.
And then you yelled at the net. Like, why are you there? It's been there the whole time. You just hit it right into it.
Johnson Hill Creamery, johnsonhillcreamery.com. We got all your charcuterie trays, your artisanal cheese trays that make their cheese locally and in-house every single day. They're located inside Chicory Market. If you're doing a tailgate package for the Georgia game coming up or the Egg Bowl, you can pick those up on the day of or day before the game for those as well. Again, you can go to their website and see all their different offerings, everything from those trays, those party platters, their catering options, to just what you might want to get to put a board together yourself or just pick up something cool for dinner, including their pepper jelly, their spicy feta dip, appetizers that would go great with whatever you are fixing. Again, that is johnsonhillcreamery.com.
I mean, Doors is turning this into a damn war, and I mean,
if you had to do a candy eating contest, no one is choosing Reese's.
We'll talk about it after I pay a couple of bills here because I'm agitated now. Get the beautiful, healthy smile you deserve, and you'll. Hey, after Halloween, go to the dentist. There's the PSA. Corinth Dental, Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick. They're devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. It's CorinthDental.com. Get in touch with those guys. If you are a displaced corporate executive wanting to put your career in your own hands, if you are a experienced entrepreneur looking to diversify, Andy Ludicky can help. He owns multiple franchises and businesses. He uses his expertise to help others find their American dream through a very thorough and free consultation process. So call Andy, put your life and your career in your own hands. It's completely free. You have nothing to lose. MyPerfectFranchise.net, Andy at MyPerfectFranchise.net, or 404-973-9901. I've got a mailbag up today. It's brought to you by my friend Art Hayes, Sotheby's International Realty. Put the power of Sotheby's to work for you. As a licensed agent with Sotheby's and a supporter of all things Ole Miss, Art can help you buy or sell in your hometown or anywhere in the world at no charge to you. Seriously. So call and ask Art how, 612-805-5929, or email Art at arthur.hayes@lakesmn.com. put in the captions for Neal's picks today. There are a couple of zingers. Brought to you by our friends at Kaiser Flooring with locations in Oxford and Batesville. Kaiser provides outstanding quality flooring products and installation services to residential and commercial properties. They carry the best in hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile flooring, as well as carpeting. Their goal is to offer amazing and durable flooring products and superior services to make your life easier. Get in touch with them at kaiserflooring.com. Call them in Oxford at 662-830-3194 or in Batesville at 662-371-1912. I taped with Pete last night. That'll be available to you tomorrow. We took a pretty long look at what Taylen Green does well, what Taylen Green does poorly, a little bit of both. A lot of variance there with the Arkansas quarterback. That's brought to you by Meadowbrook Wealth Advisors of Raymond James. It's a full-service investment team based in Jackson, providing financial planning and investment management to clients across the state and surrounding areas. Ryan Geary and his partners are a local team that utilize the strength and resources of a national firm to bring their clients an impeccable level of service. Get in touch with Ryan and the people at Raymond James at 601-368-2215 or ryan.geary@raymondjames.com. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC. And finally, don't forget youth basketball registration at OPC, Oxford Park Commission, still going on. Leagues open for boys and girls ages 7 to 15. Season begins January 7th. Cost is $60 to $65 per kid. It's oxfordparkcommission.com.
Avery says that traditional Reese's cups are too chocolatey. I mean, I am floored and blown away to a point. I mean, that's like telling Walter White the meth is too pure. I mean, like, I don't know what we're doing here.
I'm still upset at Doors.
And
if you had to do a candy eating contest, no one is choosing Reese's.
Okay, here's the
damn
deal,
near
too.
Everyone's choosing Reese's. Doors. I mean, just come just say I am a communist.
I kick puppies.
I don't like puppies.
I root for traffic jams, the whole deal. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Every time I watch an Ole Miss game, I really hope someone runs over Juice. I mean, say it out loud.
I got to hope the eagle falls. Yeah, the whole deal.
Yeah, I hope when the Eagles, that he just all of a sudden just has a heart attack and just goes.
Percentage of peanut butter in each Reese's cup variety. Ready for this?
Sure.
I was right.
Sure.
I was correct. The Valentine's Heart. So the Valentine's version, so a bad holiday, bad Reese's product, coinciding together here, 60% peanut butter. That is the largest, the highest ratio of anything there at that point. 60%. The egg, 59.5% peanut butter, the second highest.
Okay.
Got me?
Yeah, I'm laughing at Doors. He says, I can find myself tired of Reese's by the time I get to the fourth one.
Fair.
I mean, I get it.
The mini version of a Reese's, the little small ones you get probably around Halloween a lot that are in the bags, only 28% peanut butter.
It's mostly chocolate.
Mostly chocolate.
That's too much chocolate.
And the regular one, 38% peanut butter.
Really?
Perfect ratio.
I would have thought
2
it
to
was
1.
more peanut butter than that.
38%. That is the correct. Versus 60% in the heart. 51% in the pumpkin. Incorrect. Peanut butter too much in the other ones. It's 100% correct. Yeah, 85% peanut butter would not be
Well, and Grind says, I know, I mean, I feel like this is directed at me and it's personal, and I'm a little upset about it. I mean, we got to vent here. Everybody's kind of doing their airing of personal grievances, it feels like.
Okay.
He says, I know a guy, I don't know, maybe he's talking about me, that puts peanut butter on his ice cream. Look, I only have ice cream like once every 2 years, and I have been guilty of melting some peanut butter and pouring it on the ice cream.
Yeah, you like that.
Fantastic.
You do like that.
It is.
You like a peanut butter syrup, if you will.
If you told me I had a week to live, I probably would do it every night.
Stacy, the pumpkin is 51% peanut butter compared to 38 for the regular Reese's cup. So 13% more in the pumpkin than the regular cup.
Thank you, Drew, for the super chat. Says he wanted to thank me for my perspective on the recent McCready and Siskey about the heroic way that Hugh Freeze handled his recent tummy ache. He and I both hope that Hugh avoids too much Halloween candy.
Think Hugh likes Reese's?
I've upset the Auburn people this week.
Have you?
A little bit.
You think Hugh likes Reese's?
Man, I'm trying to be nice.
Last thing here. This we're going to stop after this, but we're already completely off the rails, so it's fine. I saw a news article this morning.
Oh, wow. Grind goes, oh, you're just like Mr. Charles. He's bald, too.
Oh.
Wow. You think you're friends with someone.
Yeah.
You know, you think, hey, this guy's been basically a guest on my Thursday night podcast for a long time. We're buddies.
And then here we go.
And then here come the shots. And you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming. A2 Brutus.
So I'll leave you with this one. Leading cheese retailer in London has reported the theft of more than 24 tons of artisanal cheese as a result of a, quote, sophisticated fraud, prompting a police investigation, a new local nickname, the Great Cheese Robbery. Great Cheese Robbery. It's good.
Yeah.
Grate. Neal's Yard Dairy, a London-based cheese distributor and retailer, first announced in a statement in October on the 22nd had been the victim of fraud and that 950 wheels of 3 award-winning artisanal cheddars had been stolen. The stolen cheese worth more than $389,000. It's a lot of cheese.
It's a lot
of cheddar.
Yeah,
if you will.
There you go, yeah.
The high monetary value of these cheeses likely made them a particular target for the thieves. Well, yeah, that's the whole purpose there. But they're not taking the cheap stuff.
That's how it works, Sherlock.
Yeah, got that one. Good. Thanks, Cumberbatch. As a legitimate wholesale distributor for a major French retailer, the company delivered the cheese before realizing the fraud. The stolen cheeses, Hofford Welsh Organic Cheddar, Westcombe Cheddar, and Pitchfork Cheddar, are among the most sought-after artisan cheeses in the United Kingdom, the company said. So, what?
Nah.
A lot of wheels, a lot of tons.
A lot of stuff.
I'm good with pumpkin or sweet potato pie. I like them both.
I like both.
Yeah, I guess I would choose sweet potato if I just had to pick one, but I'm good either way.
I'm the same. I think if you said you must pick, I'd go, okay, I'll take sweet potato, but I don't. Like, I'm good either way. With the whipped cream, like the Cool Whip.
I prefer that over meringue on most pies, though. I would rather have the whipped cream.
Yeah, if you want to ruin a chocolate pie, put meringue on it.
Yeah, we've had this discussion.
I don't understand why you do that. It does nothing for me. Just put some Cool Whip on it. You're good to go.
Oh, good. And cold, not warm.
Yeah.
Cold. Refrigerate it for a while.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
Pumpkin, too.
Almost all pies.
Yeah, like especially a pecan pie.
I mean, you warm up apple pie with your ice cream. That's fine. I get that. You're even against that, too?
I hate apple pie.
You hate fruit.
I don't hate it, but I don't like apple pie. I've tried it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet potato minus 10.5.
I got nothing else.
I don't think sweet potato would be that big of a favorite over pumpkin. Would it be a 10.5 point favorite? I mean, be more like a 4.5.
It would around here for sure. I mean, we are close to Vardaman, the sweet potato capital of the world.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know Vardaman was the sweet potato capital of the world?
I did not.
That is true. That is true. Yes.
How far is Vardaman from here? Not far, right? Like an
hour-ish. I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
They have like big sweet potato.
They have a festival. They have a sweet potato festival.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and you can go down there. They have like somebody on the Miss Beat. His family owns a restaurant in Vardaman, and yeah, they serve like the sweet potato pies. You get the whole deal. Yeah, big deal. You didn't know this?
No.
Yeah.
They have like a sweet potato patch or whatever.
I don't know all the particulars to logistics, but yes, they are very much known for their sweet potatoes. You can get whole pies, get slices, get whatever you want. We can probably figure that out for you.
See, Grind and I, we found common ground here at the end.
And it's over pie.
He doesn't like apple pie either.
Oh, there you go.
I like pecan pie, but like it's not my favorite thing. And I could, if you told me today, like my mother makes pecan pie and she's really proud of it. It's good. But I prefer the other pies. Like back in the day when she would just go crazy with pies, like on Thanksgiving and stuff, it would be, even though I liked them all, it would be the last choice. She'd do a coconut pie. Coconut pie is underrated.
It is kind of underrated.
It's underrated. People don't appreciate it. Then it sneaks up and wins games.
And you mean like coconut cream pie? Ish.
Yeah, the coconut cream. And there's like a coconut custard that's really good too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but.
Banana cream? You're a banana, sorry. My bad.
No.
My bad. No. But no, I want a regular chocolate pie, not a chocolate cream pie. Completely different.
And
I want the more firm.
Do you like the gingerbread trifle?
I love trifles, but not the gingerbread one. I love chocolate trifles where you use like Jell-O and brownie and stuff.
All right.
And then the fruit one that has like strawberry and vanilla pudding and different other fruits like that in it. Those are my two trifles.
I do like a gingerbread trifle. I kind of have like a sentimental thing about gingerbread.
Do you really?
I think I've told this before, and I always get the name of the bakery wrong. I was a little kid. It was in Monroe. It was either Dodds or Bonds. I think it was Bonds, maybe.
Okay.
In Monroe, we would go to, my grandparents lived in Monroe. And we would go to Monroe for like a weekend or whatever. And we would get up on Saturday morning, or on the way in, we would stop at Bonds Bakery in Monroe. I'm sure Bonds is long closed. But they had gingerbread men they had a lot of them with raisins. I don't like raisins.
Okay.
And so they would make them with chocolate chips with the eyes and the suit and stuff. Fantastic. It was like,
really?
Yeah.
Ready to go.
I can remember that like vividly. Like that was like good memory, good childhood thing that's in the back of the recesses of your mind that when you think about it, it makes you kind of feel good.
I know it's loved, but lemon meringue is not my pie. Just not my pie. Lemon pie is not my thing. I know there's a segment. I appreciate you guys. Love you all to death, but not my thing.
I like lemon icebox pie, but I don't like lemon meringue pie.
I much prefer key lime pie to lemon meringue or lemon icebox.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think I do too. Yeah. Although I'm good either way.
Yeah, no, I love key lime pie. We're not besmirching key lime pie. That's great. It's good. Yeah. A lot of serious opinions here in this. We've gone down the dessert, the candy lane, and many more. Yeah. Hope you guys all calm down. You take your heart medicine, whatever sedative it is that you need here today.
It's just candy.
Just candy. So appreciate that.
Of course, that's kind of like saying it's just football. It's going to be okay.
That doesn't work either. I've tried. Trust me.
I have too.
It's not there.
It's going to be all right. 3:00 on Saturday, one way or the other, the world's going to keep spinning. I mean, maybe.
True. All right. We will be back with you again in the morning with Jeffrey, and then we'll let you know what's going on with the rest of the schedule for MPW Digital. Yes, time for your insulin now. Appreciate you guys in the stream and wherever you are listening on this here podcast. Again, thank you for getting us over 10,000. That's a big number that will help everybody in the long run as well. So take care. Have a safe Halloween tonight if you're doing it tonight. Remember to send me your costume pics and stuff. We'll do the costume challenge again and the competition as well. Kids are going to win this thing, by the way. So if you send me the old costumes, I'm cool seeing you, but you're not going to win.
This contest is somewhat rigged.
Yes, it's going to be for kids. They are going to win. So just heads up. But yeah, tweet at me. Send that to me. I tweeted about it yesterday. I'll retweet it again today. And again, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Have a good night.